Hey guys, what's going on? Danny AR10 here, and here's going to be my review of the Apple iPad. I have the 64 gigabyte Wi-Fi version, of course. 3G is not out yet, and I've been using it, of course, since Saturday. Picked it up at Best Buy. Still awaiting the one that the company was going to send me. Should be here by the 12th. They did order it after the cutoff date for the pre-orders, so that's why I had to go pick one up myself, which will eventually go to my wife, or I will sell the one they may be sending me and just keep the 64 gig. I've been using it now, of course, for a couple days now, and I've got enough use out of it to give my my personal review. And I'm gonna jump right into it. This is the official iPad case. I will do a review on this later. I do have it inside to protect it, and let's jump on into it. Basically, a lot of people are saying that the iPad is nothing more than just a big iPhone or a big iPod Touch. I'm going to dispute that with this review because I don't believe so. I think it does much more because of the software alone. And here we go. Let's jump right in. The first thing you can do, also different from the iPod and iPhone, is you have a customizable home screen. You are allowed to customize the lock screen as well as the home screen and put any wallpaper you want. Now here in the bottom right hand corner, if you can see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys. There is a little picture of a little flower. If you click that, you have that. If you import any library from iPhoto, it actually starts scrolling. It does a slideshow of pictures from your iTunes library. So you can kind of use this as a digital photo frame, which is pretty neat. I never knew you can do that. And it's cool if you have the iPad case, the official one, because since it reverses as a stand, you can literally put it anywhere in your house and let it play all day. And you can literally have it all day since the battery lasts in excess of 10 hours, which I'll get into that a little bit later. The first noticeable thing you'll notice, of course, when you pick up the iPad is, of course, the much bigger touchscreen. I'm not going to do a review based on the looks of the iPad. I have it in the case. I don't want to take it out. It is a little tough to get out. But everyone's seen the aesthetics of it. It is relatively thin. Some of the complaints at first have been the fact that it has, it's a little heavy. It's about 1.5 pounds. It feels substantially heavier than a Kindle, let's say. But I don't see it bothering me in the way I use it with the case on my lap, you know, on my couch, in bed. I don't see it being so heavy to the point where it's, you know, tiring my arm for any reason, for any extended period of time. So I don't see it as a complaint. It is, of course, an aluminum enclosure, has the black bezel all around, which people have complained about, but of course, it is so you can hold onto the iPad without having to touch the screen. You can hold onto it, your hands will be on the bezel, on the borders, excuse me, and not be manipulating the touchscreen itself. The back, of course, is aluminum. The Apple logo on the back is like it's a black Apple, not a chrome finished Apple. It's like a black Apple. And I think they did that to prevent the scratches that the Apple logos get, the silver logos on the iPad, on the iPhones and iPod Touches, whatnot. So I think that was a nice little touch. A couple other features they have is, of course, you see the background, the home screen is customizable. I figured out the other day you can put up to 6 icons in your dock. You can actually put up to 6 icons in your dock. Here I chose to have 5: Safari, Mail, Videos, Photos, and iPod. And in the rest of my apps, which I'll plan on doing some reviews on most of these apps, especially Goodreader. Right now, if a lot of people don't know, check out Goodreader. It's 99 cents on sale right now. It will change the way the iPad is perceived. People say it's not a computer because of the capabilities it's missing. Goodreader gives it the ability to do things that people hoped it would do. File downloads, straight file downloads from the internet, meaning you can download files browsing using the in-app browser to download files directly from the internet to your iPad. Just put it at that. And transfer files locally over Wi-Fi wirelessly to your iPad from your Mac or PC. Just leave it at that, and I'll get into a review on that later. Other features, let's dive into the settings and start off from there. I hope I can finish this under 10 minutes. If not, I'll have to probably do a 2-part video, which I hope not. Here, let me zoom in a little bit for you guys so you can see, and bring the iPad down a bit so you can see a little better. You have your basic settings, Wi-Fi, notifications for push, just like the iPhone does. Brightness and wallpaper is one thing you can always change. You can set your brightness, your auto brightness. You have your wallpaper settings, which allow you to choose basically from your iPhoto library or saved photos. Saved photos meaning photos you saved either to your iPad through email or browsing. Once you choose a photo, it gives you the option. Let's say I want to choose, I don't know, this one. It lets you at the top here, it lets you set this picture as your lock screen, as your home screen, or as both. So that's how you customize each one by one. I don't want to waste too much time there. Everything else is pretty generic. Everything else is the same exact thing as the iPhone as far as the columns. Picture frame is the only thing different. It lets you change the frame mode that turns your iPad into an animated picture frame, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty it. Then you have your apps here, which lets you customize individually the apps settings. Push it back up a little bit. Sorry. Aside from that, speed. I noticed the report is it's about twice as fast as the iPhone 3GS, and I definitely notice it. When you're using applications like Safari and the iPod, the new iPod interface, it's noticeably faster. Just browsing pages. I notice also like this, when you go to a certain website, it automatically gives you the choice of mobile or ESPN, which also you get that option as well on the iPhone. Browsing is, like most have predicted, is full screen. You get no cutoffs. It is perfect. It is the way it was meant to browse, which is what I think they meant, Steve Jobs, when he said it's the best browsing experience you ever have. It's because it truly is. It truly does give you the full browsing experience. Don't have to be sliding over left and right like the iPhone. When you turn to landscape, even better. Gives you the option to have the full screen still. You know, it adjusts to the iPad itself. It is just amazing the way they have Safari set up. It's probably the best thing about the iPad is Safari itself. It does have a built-in switch on the side as well, which I didn't get into. On the side here of the iPad, you have a switch which looks like a vibrate switch, but really what it does is it locks the screen in either landscape or portrait. So if you're laying in bed and you want to keep it sideways while you're reading a book, it won't flip on you like that. You know, it'll stay in the position you leave it at. So that's pretty cool. Let me zoom back a little bit here. Differences in Safari on this, I do notice you can add a bookmarks tab. I don't have it on mine now, but if you add it and enable it, it allows you to have your bookmarks down here like in Safari on a Mac. You have your basic pages, which allow you to have multiple pages open and just choose and select which ones you want to go to. And they load right up. And that's a pretty cool feature. It's like a full browsing experience that you don't get on the iPhone. A couple of little tidbits. Battery lives, 10 hours is what's being advertised. I see nothing less than at least 10 hours. I've been using it frequently, charging it maybe every night. The next day I get the full use out of it. I actually think it gets better than even 10 hours. The other day I tested it out and I had about 13 hours of actual use. I checked the actual usage since last charge, and I got about 12, almost 13 hours, so which is excellent. Doesn't get hot in your hands, nothing like that at all. It's just a fabulous machine. Does much more than people expected it to do. The apps are what really is going to change this device. Let me jump into little things as well, like mail. I definitely will have to do a two-part video here, guys. You can see the mail app is an overlay. You have your inbox in the background. Whatever you click pops up here. If you turn it landscape, this column shows up on the left-hand side with your inbox or the actual email itself visible on the right, which you guys have seen that before. Nothing really much new. Aside from that, I do want to get into a second part to this video because I'm not going to be able to go in depth into like the iPod, YouTube, iBooks. So I'm going to cut this video here short and come back with a part 2. So thanks a lot, guys. Stick with me and I'll be right back with you.